Honestly, we talked a lot about Tanner last week, and you said maybe didn't have the catches a year ago, but you think those will come. Like, what have you seen from him this offseason to maybe enhance that part of his game?
Well, I think he's like Coach Beelan was pillars of the program, like tough, smart, dependable. Not trying to, be corny, but that's exactly who he is, right? He's incredibly tough. He's smart. You trust him. He's going to do the right thing as hard as he can possibly do it. He's got good ball skills. And he is a good receiver. And he's made, he probably gets 2 to 3 catches a practice, and he does a good job when his number's called. So there's no scenario where we wouldn't trust Tanner out there.
He said he's the guy who's always like to put his hand in the dirt and hit. He's like, I've never had to learn toughness. Like, it's kind of been built in me. I assume that's music to your ears for a tight end.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. You can do things to enhance toughness, I think, but I don't think you're going to make somebody that doesn't have it all of a sudden be that guy. So, I think that's part of what you evaluate in recruiting, but he's extremely tough. He's extremely physical. He gets movement in the run game. He understands leverage, aiming points, hand play. Like, he's just smart kid. He's the rare type of guy. You can tell him something once and he kind of gets it.
How have you seen that room evolve over the course of 5 weeks, I guess, in spring
Yeah,
practice?
well, obviously, I think there's been growth in the room. Obviously, Griffin Moore's played a bunch of football for us. He's done a good job. He's a really smart kid. He's done a good job leading the room. Boyer's been limited in what he can do, but he's an asset for us, and he's been detailed in everything he does. Cole has come along immensely, like every week, and he's a really smart kid, and he's made a lot of plays in the pass game. He's getting better every day in the run game, but we're fired up about where he's at. And Nate and Nick True have made progress as well. So I'm happy with where those guys are at.
Seems like in that room you got a little bit of everything. Guys who can complement one another. Like, how does that help you as a coach to have that blend?
Yeah, no, it's good. I think, like you said, I mean, if you knew the play call before every play, you might have a different guy in each play. They all have different strengths and weaknesses, but it's good. They all complement each other. You know what I mean? And I think we can do a bunch of 12 and 13 and give guys different looks and have a couple different ways to get into 12, and with different tight ends out there, different skill sets. So it's good. I think it gives defenses a lot to defend when you got tight ends that can stretch the field vertically and be an asset in the pass game, but that same guy can be an asset in the run game and dig out the C gap and get movement at the point of attack.
Who have you seen? Like, Tip had such a loud voice, a powerful voice in that room, more powerful maybe than loud. Like, who have you seen step into that leadership role in there?
It's kind of been a little leadership by committee, to be honest. Like, yeah, you're right. Tip was the unquestioned leader of that room. Griff's the veteran of the room. I think a lot of guys go to him with questions and stuff. And I know Boyer's really taken upon himself to meet with the young guys and help answer questions and talk to them, because he, has been limited. So on the sideline, he's talking with them, and he's done a great job of that. And Tanner Arkin is more of a silent leader. But when he talks, everybody listens. Like, he's got the respect to everybody in the room. You're not gonna hear him a bunch, but when you do, everybody listens. So he's done a great job of that.
Special teams. I know Brett's mentioned Declan a couple times. And like, how have you seen him grow year over year?
Well, yeah, Declan's got a big leg. I think the big thing with him is building consistency, and he's done a much better job this spring than he's ever been. I thought he had a really good scrimmage on Saturday. He was hit and miss a little today, had some really good ones, and had a couple that we'd like back. But he's done a really good job becoming more and more consistent that was the issue. Last year you didn't quite know exactly what you're going to get, but that's, I think of the specialist positions, the punter's the one that takes the longest to develop, so he's done a really good job. I'm fired up where he's at this spring.
How's that competition? Maybe more competitions with development help push Hugh a little
Oh,
bit?
100%. Any kind of competition makes everybody better, so it's made everybody better. Just having no one's comfortable, I guess, is the thing. That's been good for us in that room.
With Hugh, we talked in the past about consistency. How's that evolved with him?
Yeah, I think he's been consistent, and the good thing with Hugh is he's got a quick trigger and he can do a lot of things too. So, and we ask him to do a lot of things, so he does a good job handling that. And You know, he's got quick hand of foot, and he's, you know, obviously he's, you know, my age, so he does a good job. He's, you know, I think I'm a few years older, but so I don't think the situation's going to get to him. You know.
Last time we talked, David was pretty automatic from inside 50. What's the status update?
Well, it's inside of 45,
okay.
and knock on wood, he still hasn't missed. So hopefully inside of 45.
Yeah.
So hopefully that translates to the fall. But he's been really good this spring.
How valuable is that for you guys to know that inside 45, like, you got a lot of confidence in him?
Right.
The kicker can do?
Yeah, we got a ton of confidence in him. Now the guy hasn't kicked one a game yet, true, but I don't have any reason to think that it won't be good. You know, he's been really good, and he's really detailed. He's the same guy every day. When he does miss one, his demeanor's fine. You know, he's not gonna let one turn into two, and he's had a really good spring. We're excited about where he's at.